Marineland opened in 1938 as Marine Studios, and our founders, which are iconic figures in history, had a vision and they wanted to promote three really unique things. One was a visitor attraction, two was science and research, and three was making movies. As we continue throughout the history of Marineland and even today, science and research has always been forefront in what they wanted to promote in the industry. Some of the things that we learned back in the 30s we still use today. When our first curator was hired, one of the things that he was tasked to do was to try to figure out how to keep multi-species alive in a large tank. Some of the science that he did was to figure out water quality, and water quality today has turned into an advanced science.
We always encourage the public to come to a facility like Marineland because this is a wonderful way to learn about dolphins. Our primary goal here is to educate and to inspire people to care not only about the dolphins here that are getting wonderful care on a daily basis, but also about the dolphins out in the wild. We have a lot of dolphins that come ashore in our area. One of the things that we encourage people not to do is to push them back out to sea. That's a very common thing that people like to do if they're walking the beach and they come across a dolphin or a whale. They think that, oh, there must be a mistake or an accident, and they try to push the animal back out to sea. The problem is that animal is already very sick. They're very compromised. They need help. So by pushing them back out to sea is really just postponing the opportunity for us to try to get there, or any other group that's qualified to get there, give them care, and try to rescue them and rehabilitate them possibly.
Throughout the years, the three pillars have continued. The movie making has somewhat gone away, but as a visitor attraction, it's really what we're all about, including the science and research that we continue to promote throughout our industry.
Every single day, the training staff will do a complete examination of the dolphins visually and with their hands on them. We check every part of the dolphin's body, from their mouth, their blowhole. We roll them over, look at every inch of their bodies, just give them a good once-over. All of our dolphins are also trained for the most important thing that we could train them to do, which is to allow us to do cooperative husbandry behaviors with them. We will take voluntary blood samples from them. It's no more of a deal for them than us going to the doctor and rolling up our sleeve and giving a blood sample. We do chuff samples to look at what's happening with the respiratory system. We do gastric samples so we can see what's going on with the gastrointestinal tract. And these are the things that we do with great frequency, usually every month or two on all the animals. It just helps us keep a complete grasp on what's going on day to day with their health. Nellie is probably the best known dolphin here at Marineland, without a doubt. She is 59 years old. She was born here February 27th, 1953, actually born during the Eisenhower administration. We've tried to stop and figure out approximately how many trainers Nellie has probably worked with in her 59 years, and it's got to be well into the triple digits by all means. Nellie is the oldest dolphin living in human care at this point in the United States or anywhere else in the world.
As Nellie goes into her geriatric years and we continue to monitor her health, every time that we do that, we get new information that we can add to the data bank of samples and what's normal, what's not normal, because nobody's ever done this before. Every day is a new adventure for Nellie, and so as we see things change throughout years, just like as adults change and humans change, we get to now have a baseline as far as animals getting older and older. As we go through the years, we know our animal care is getting better and better, and our animals are starting to live longer and longer. So now that we have the information from Nellie, we can use that as the other animals throughout the entire nation get on in years and get into their geriatric years.
The average life expectancy for a bottlenose dolphin is a little bit tough to figure exactly. Traditionally, when we talk about wild bottlenose dolphins, we use the numbers 20 to 25 years based on best available science. Recent years, that seems to be actually dropping because of what mankind is doing to our oceans and rivers and waterways. Here at Marineland, not only do we have Nellie at the age of 59, we also have three other dolphins that are in their mid-40s as well: Pebbles, Chubby, and Betty. One of the things that we have learned here at Marineland about caring for geriatric dolphins is just being very, very aware of what is happening with them on a daily basis. is extremely important. The training is very important. The relationship that the trainers build with each animal. We have a lot of people that come in here that don't understand that every dolphin really does look different. And to the trainers, though, we know those animals, 100% of those animals. And if there's anything that has them a little bit off for any reason, the trainers are going to recognize that right away. But the biggest thing that we have learned about taking care of the animals is that proper medical care, proper food, and quality water those are the #1 things that go into taking care of geriatric dolphins.
Marineland Dolphin Adventure was acquired by the Georgia Aquarium, which provided us the opportunity to really expand what we want to offer. So far, we've spent close to $3 million at the end of the year to improve some of the infrastructures, enhance our programs, and again, start a new master plan for the future. We look at expanding our educational programs, offerings for groups that don't come in to encounter the dolphins, that we want to be able to provide more and more to the general public. And really, everything focuses back to the education, and we hit education in every single visitor that comes into our attraction. Marineland opened in 1938 with a welcoming crowd of 30,000 visitors on opening day. We continue to see that tradition today as the visitors continue to come and visit what we have to offer. We look forward to celebrating our 75th anniversary in 2013 and continue the traditions that have been set forth from our predecessors well into the future.